And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
And it is Thursday, February 21st, and it is National Sticky Bun Day.
Yes.
So we all brought in a bunch of sticky buns today, so I'm excited to try all of them.
I know. They look
really good, so we'll have to have some later. But first, we're going to have Ken tell us who's on.
Yes, from the Council on Aging, Southern California, Karen Rossi is coming by, and she really oversees their Answers magazine. So we're going to find out all about that and what that has to offer to everyone. Also, the Globe headlines in the form of Erica Ritchie will be here today. She's a reporter for the Register and the Globe. Harvard Eye Associates, we're going to bring you a segment with Dr. Doot and also a segment with Memorial Care.
All right, so the meetings today, we have GRF Agenda Prep meeting, which will be in the Willow Room, and that starts at 10 o'clock and goes to approximately 12. And then we have the Mutual 50 Board open session in the Key Club Room, Towers Key Club Room, and that will start at 2 and probably go till 4. Okay, so Sticky Bun Day. Known as Schnecken, which means snail, the sticky bun is rolled into a sweet spiral that resembles its German name. Still considered to be a Pennsylvania specialty, it is believed the sticky bun's origin in the United States began in the 19th century. German settlers brought their baking traditions with them when they began settling in and around Philadelphia. Most often served for breakfast or as a dessert, sticky buns consist of rolled pieces of leavened dough that contain brown sugar and sometimes cinnamon. Before the dough is placed in the pan is lined with sticky sweet ingredients such as maple syrup, honey, nuts, sugar, and butter. And when the buns are finished baking, they're flipped upside down so the sticky bottom becomes the topping. Now, their famous cousins to the sticky bun are the cinnamon roll, caramel roll, and monkey bread, as you see here on the screen. But we can't forget the Star Wars star, Princess Bun Bun, aka Princess Leia. Her hair looks like two sticky buns glued to her hair. So anyway, Princess Bun Bun. So later we're gonna taste these delicious sticky buns. So Ken, how is that weather? It didn't snow last night.
No, it did not. But I have to tell you something. This morning, watching some weather reports, they said this is the best day for a chance of snow flurries throughout Southern California, except maybe the coastlines. Now, this has certainly happened before. This is not unusual. In fact, the last couple years, there has been snow up in the Foothill Ranch and Robinson Ranch areas, and right up there in RSM and parts of Coto and the mountains behind there. The last couple years that has happened, and not a whole lot, but certainly enough to make a little snowman. So that is a good possibility today. Why? A huge cold air mass that is over Las Vegas. In fact, if you've been seeing any of the earlier news reports, there was almost whiteout conditions in Las Vegas, nearly 6 inches of snow. And if that comes down here at the right amount of time, when we're supposed to get some more of the scattered rain, which is supposed to be in the mid-afternoon, it could produce snow flurries. So that is a real possibility. Hail as well, by the way. So we're looking at, we had a lot of hail last night. Certainly did at our house. It woke us up. So scattered rain, chance of hail, chance of thunderstorms, and I wouldn't count any snow flurries right here, but in the very low elevations, maybe above 1,200 feet or so, which would be those areas I just talked about, there is that chance. As we get to Friday and Saturday, it's going to be sunny and windy. We're going to get the winds down from the north. They may clock over a little bit to produce some offshore winds, and then partly cloudy to maybe mostly cloudy, just depending on Sunday and Monday. That might change. There is still in the forecast a slight possibility of maybe some drizzle on Sunday afternoon, but that's really diminished to probably less than 10%. Here we are around the county and beyond today, and cool temperatures throughout. Big Bear just a high of 24 today. They're going to be getting a lot of snow flurries up there for sure, maybe even in Palm Springs, believe it or not. I have been to Palm Springs in, forget when it was, several years ago. It was in March. And I have pictures, and if I just showed somebody the photos, they would think it was Lake Tahoe. The snow level came down from the Santa Ynez Mountains almost to the base of Palm Springs, believe it or not. So it does happen, folks. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to South County Adult Day Services. Conveniently located right here in Laguna Woods, we provide a safe, secure environment where you or your loved one can spend the day. Come socialize with friends, engage in enriching activities, receive the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. Improve your mental and physical health and maintain your independence. We even take care of transportation. For a free tour, call us at 949-855-9444 or visit us at our center between El Toro and Moulton Parkway right next to the Olive Garden.
Where can you see the greatest names in golf? Still making a name for themselves? Orange County's only PGA Tour Champions event returns as the Hogue Classic. Catch the legends of the PGA Tour at Newport Beach Country Club March 6th through the 10th and help Hogue Hospital give back to the health and vitality of our community in Southern California. Also, come visit the Hogue Health Village presented by Blue Shield of California to partake in games, giveaways, and informational health talks. Tickets available now at HogueClassic.com.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
Have you been struggling to hear in larger groups? Well, that can be very frustrating. We do have solutions for that at Hearing Remedy. In particular, these tiny hearing aids that can help people hear better in many, many noisy situations. Please give us a call. We have these on sale for a limited time, only $895 for a hearing aid. Call, make an appointment for your free hearing exam, and get on the road to better hearing.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
And I'd like to welcome on the program today from the Council on Aging Southern California, Karen Rossi. And Karen is involved with their wonderful publication, the Answers magazine. I have one right here. Thank you very much. Nice to have you on today. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
How long have you been with the Council on Aging?
I've been with the Council on Aging almost 4 years. So this is my 4th edition that I've worked on and the 5th one we're working on now.
Very good. Now I know the magazine though has been around a lot longer than that, right?
Yes, this is our 9th edition, and our 10th one will be our anniversary edition, which we're working on now. And inclusive in those 9 editions is also 7 online editions. And if you go online, the majority of the editions are archived. So you could go back and read your turkey article. My turkey article. That's true, I wrote about turkeys. Thanksgiving turkeys. Now, so this comes out once a year or several times a year? Yes, Answers is a publication that comes out one time a year. Okay. And usually toward the end of October. So your residents who are subscribers to the Globe will receive one in the mail with their Globe about the 2nd week of November following publication. Okay. Now, how do you get these though? These are available in lots of different places. First of all, if you are a resident of Laguna Woods and you are a subscriber to the Globe, you'll automatically get one following publication like the 2nd week of November. Okay. A second way you can get it is to go downstairs to your social services group. I just delivered a bunch down there and we deliver them down there pretty regularly. A third way is you could go to your local senior center or library. They're typically there. I would call ahead because they go rather quickly. Okay. A fourth way is you can go online. You can go to the COA a website, www.coasc.org. And on the right-hand side, you'll see a copy or a picture of the cover of the magazine. You'll click on that, and that'll be your online version. You can purchase it from there in terms of purchasing for your postage. And if all of those don't work, you can come by our office in Irvine, or you can call us, and we'll make sure we get one in your hand.
Okay. Now, do you find these also maybe in local markets around here? You know how sometimes they have stacks of free publications?
Yes, in fact, we typically have Amerisource Bergen, who owns the Good Neighbor Pharmacies, will come by and they'll pick up hundreds of them, and they distribute them to all of their pharmacies.
Okay, very good. So what's in here? How can this help somebody out?
This is a 96-page publication that has information about healthcare, caregiving, housing, legal, has some nonprofit information in the back. It also has some very relevant and current articles that are written both by COA experts as well as experts in our local community.
Okay. Now, one question I had about this is how do you curate the things that are in here? Are they, are there advertisers in here, or do you folks make sure that whoever wants to come in this magazine are really there to help seniors out? And, you know, most of it, it's information. You know, there's a couple of things like from Southern California Edison, but, you know, there's also other things in here as well, living centers and things.
Well, Answers is a publication that is solely based on advertising. So we are the only social enterprise model that also supports the other 6 programs at the council.
Okay.
We will look for article content on a very regular basis. It will be, sometimes it's a national article, sometimes it's an article about something that's current, like CBD oil and CBD usage is very current. Sometimes it will be kind of a fun article. We did one on a bucket list a couple years ago. So we will oftentimes have to contact. We're not allowed to publish anything without permission unless we've written it ourselves or we've had it written for us. The advertisers, anybody in Orange County or nationally that wants to advertise a service or a product that's specific to the 55+ population and that community and their families, are welcome to purchase ads. The only thing that is not paid for, this basically free, is the very, very back where you have all of your nonprofits for people who need a little bit of assistance in various types of programs. And those we always put in at no charge. Okay,
now, as far as people who write articles for this, you said you have some folks locally that do?
Yeah, we have various doctors locally that will write them. We have experts in-house from our high-cap programs. We'll have nurses that will write them. We've had, some of our clients have written them in the past. We have an article that comes in almost pretty regularly from SoCal Edison talking about the different programs that are available and the safety issues. We'll pull things also, like I said, from national articles that we read. We're always looking for article content. So if any of your viewers have a topic or something they would like us to write an article about or do research and create an article about, we're always open to that. When it comes time to publish and figure out how many articles we have, it's always we lay them out on the table and we have to decide because we always have way more than we have room for.
Okay.
And so selecting the articles is really important too, because we have to know what the reader is interested in. We have to know what is current and what didn't fall away in that 1-year period that we begin to put the magazine together.
And that's a good point, because this is only published once a year. You have to make sure that what's in here is going to be relevant 10 months from now.
Yeah, and that's always a little bit of a challenge, especially if you have things like, we write a lot of articles about Medicare, and a lot of times the Medicare laws or rules or various things will change. And so we have to make sure that we're up to date on those things. Fortunately, they don't change multiple times in a year, but when they do change, we have to make sure that the information is updated. So I would say for the majority of articles that we have over the last probably 9 issues, a lot of them are not time sensitive, but some of them are.
Okay.
And those that are the ones that you will see change, and kind of the topic will repeat, but the content will change.
Okay. Now, as far as people wanting to submit articles, how do they go about that?
If you want to submit an article, it needs to be a 1-page article, so 500 words, and it is typically submitted to...
Which is not a lot.
It is not a lot.
It's hard to write something in 500 words.
You have to be very concise.
Yes.
Yes. And it has to be pretty much in final form, and then you submit it to Marilyn Federow, whose phone number and email address are inside, on the
Okay.
inside of the magazine. Or you can just call down to the Council on Aging and ask
Okay.
for her. But you would submit it to her. She and I and another committee of editors will read the articles, and a lot of times we'll use articles that come in. A lot of times, like I said, because we have so many, we have to be particular about which ones we choose. But we are always welcome to article content, and we always would love to see anybody write anything for us and send it in. We can't promise we'll publish everything, but we'll surely read it.
Okay, and when do they need to put those in by? Now, obviously, this just came out, so they got some time.
Yeah, this printed at the end of October, so this is our 2019 edition, and we will print the new edition in October of this year, which will be the
Okay.
2020 edition. We are already in the process of collecting articles. I think we
Okay.
probably have 5 or 6 articles we've collected. We're currently on the search for a cover. Cover is always a really critical thing. It takes us a while to find the picture that makes everybody want to pick the magazine up.
Right.
And then if you're going to submit articles or you want to be considered for content, usually it has to be to us by April,
Okay.
because we pretty much finalize what we're going to use, edit all the articles, have everything coming in nationally by June 1st. And from that
Okay.
point forward, it's all about layout and getting all the artwork in and kind of the mad rush to get ready
Okay.
for press.
All right, very good. Well, great to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having
And
me.
if folks, if
Appreciate
you
it.
want more information, just go to the Council on Aging website, which is coasc.org, and you can get all kinds of information there, including looking at this online as well.
Yes.
Very good. Karen, thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
We'll be right back.
You've trusted the doctors at Harvard Eye Associates with your eyes for the last 4 decades. Now it's time to trust us with your face. Our board-certified surgeons and aesthetic nurse offer the latest in facial aesthetic treatments, such as Botox, dermal fillers, laser skin rejuvenation, eyelid surgery, and face and neck lip surgery. Call us today to schedule your complimentary cosmetic consultation. 949-951-2020. Ask about our limited time savings on Botox and dermal fillers.
Always nice to get someone. We love all the doctors over at Harvard, but it's not that often we meet somebody new from over there. So it's fantastic. I'm glad you're on today. Tell us about your background and how did you make your way to come here to this area and with Harvard?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I agree that everyone at Harvard's great. I'm a little bit biased, but I'm originally from Southern California, from the Inland Empire.
Okay.
And I left and did my college and medical school schooling in upstate New York.
Wow.
And then did my residency and fellowship training in Kansas City, so I've been all over the country.
Yeah.
Then decided to come back home, and I was practicing in the Inland Empire until
Yeah.
recently.
Okay.
And delivered actually my daughter at Saddleback, which my room overlooked Harvard Eye Associates, and I said, you know what, it would be really nice to be closer to home, so here I am.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
Very good. And of course, you know, Harvard is expanding. They've got just great staff over there. Not just the doctors, but everyone that's involved. And
Absolutely.
They really do some great work over there, and just good people.
Absolutely.
So it's great to have you with them.
Thank you so much.
So today we're going to talk about macular issues, and in particular, macular holes and puckers. Now I've heard of the holes, I've never heard of the puckers. So we're going to go through this. And on the first slide, we're going to show, in the photos we're going to bring up, the effect of macular issues. Tell me first what we're talking about, macular degeneration, or what is that? What's happening?
Sure. So a lot of people are familiar with the macula in regards to macular degeneration.
Yeah.
I know you guys have talked about it on here before. So the macula is the centermost part of the retina, which is the nerve tissue in the back of the eye.
Okay.
When you look straight ahead at something, when you're driving, when you're reading, you're predominantly using your macular area to do that work.
Okay.
So obviously a very important area to the eye. Problems with the macula can cause problems in your central vision. So your central vision can either be distorted or blurred, like the picture on the left,
Okay.
or there can be a hole in the center of your vision as you perceive it, which we call a scotoma, like the picture on the right.
Okay.
And it's difficult just by your symptoms to know, is it macular degeneration or a different problem with your macula? The symptoms present similarly, and so that's why it's
Okay.
important that if you have any of these symptoms to come in to see your ophthalmologist. Macular holes can cause either of these problems, and typically macular puckers cause more of a distortion or a blur and less likely that little spot in your vision.
Okay, so on the next slide, we're going to see macular holes. Now, am I hearing you right that this is different than macular degeneration?
Yes, it's a
Okay,
different
I
problem.
thought this was in
One and the
association
same?
with, yeah, one and the same.
So it
basically.
affects the same area of the retina, and
Okay.
the symptoms can often be similar,
Okay.
but very different problem, treated differently, different etiologies.
Okay, all right.
So this is a scan called an OCT, or optical coherence tomography.
Okay.
It's a very easy scan for us to do in the office. Just takes a couple of seconds and gives us very detailed information about the macular area and its anatomy. So these are two different examples of macular holes. The one labeled B is not quite as open and gaping as the one underneath, so it's not as severe of a stage. And the one C right below it is a larger hole.
Okay.
So basically what causes macular holes, typically it's age-related. So in the back of the eye, there's a jelly-like substance called the vitreous. When we're born, it's nice and solid, and as we get older, it can shrink. About 85–90% of the time, it shrinks without any problems.
Okay.
But sometimes it can cause problems when it's shrinking and detaching from the retina.
Okay.
In the case of macular holes, what happens is it kind of gets stuck to the macula, and that area stretches and a hole can rip open. In the image on the bottom C, you can see that little dot above the hole, and that's actually where the vitreous has detached and has left the hole underneath.
Okay, now you mentioned you do a scan. Is this something, when I came in like a couple years ago and had the whole eye exam, was that part of a normal eye exam where I know I looked into this device, and or is this something you would only do if somebody starts to notice something?
Sure, so that depends on the doctor. Most retina doctors will do this as part of their scan because
Okay.
this is what we look at and what
Okay.
we see every day. And a lot of it is symptom-based. So if you come in complaining of distortion in your central vision or a decrease in vision, oftentimes we'll get a scan to help
Okay.
us corroborate what we're seeing clinically.
Okay, so in the next slide, we're going to look at puckers. Now, is this something sort of a folding of the back?
Exactly. So this is, again, another OCT image. You see it doesn't have that hole. I don't know if you can appreciate, but there's kind of that flat line on
Yeah,
the top that's distorting the image, and that's the pucker itself. The etiology is pretty similar to what causes holes in that it's age-related and a problem with that vitreous. This time, the vitreous, as it's shrinking, can deposit some scar tissue on the surface of the macula, and that kind of will cause the macula to swell and be thicker than it normally is. With macular puckers, how thick the retina is typically correlates with how poor the vision is, and so sometimes it's pretty mild and someone may not notice that they have any problems, but in this case, you know, it's typically more thickened, so you would expect them to have a decrease in vision.
So with the puckers, is that if someone begins to notice something, that would be more of a blurred vision?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And let me ask you, I know we're going to see this next slide here. We can kind of talk about this here, about how you solve this problem.
Sure.
But quickly, what is macular degeneration, if it's different from this? If you could just kind of go over that.
Sure,
briefly.
absolutely. So macular degeneration is when, again, problems with the macula, and it is age-related and very strong genetic component to it. And really, it's just that macula ages faster than it should.
Okay.
I like to tell my patients that if we all live long enough, we'll probably all get macular degeneration.
Okay.
It's like the macula just kind of wears down. And there's two forms. There's the dry form and the wet form.
Right.
Unfortunately, at this time, there's not a whole lot we can do for the dry form. But with the wet form, sometimes new blood vessels can form and you can start getting some swelling, which we can see on exam and on those OCT images. And if it gets to that point, that's the point where we intervene and start doing injections or lasers to the eye to try to help the patient keep what vision they have.
Okay, all right. I know that's kind of off topic.
No,
Maybe
but
next
very
time
similar.
we can talk more about that.
Yes.
So in this image here, sort of a cross section of the eye.
Correct.
And the macular would be in the back?
Correct,
Or
yeah.
I should say on the bottom.
Right, on the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to see, but at the very bottom of that eyeball there's kind of a little divot there. That's the macula. And right next to it where those blood vessels are coming out, that's the optic nerve.
Okay.
And that's where it connects to the brain.
Ah, okay. It almost looks like electrical wires coming in.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
And I guess in a sense it is.
Exactly.
So, but the other divot, the one that's like dead center.
Correct, that's the macula.
Okay, and what is that doing? What does that function of the macula?
So lots of the photoreceptors, the cones, the cells responsible for our very fine, detailed central vision, they're highest density in the macula. They're scattered throughout the retina, but most high density right there in the macula.
Even just in that little area?
Correct.
And then that feeds information to the optic nerve?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And is this a laser treatment or laser cutting?
So this is a schematic that describes kind of the bread and butter of every retina surgeon's surgery, called a vitrectomy, where we actually surgically remove the vitreous jelly. A lot of people don't know this, but you don't need your vitreous jelly. You can remove it without any problems, and that's usually our first step to doing any retinal surgery. The eye fills it right back up with fluid and survives just fine.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so we make.
I wouldn't think that.
I know. So we make 3 little incisions on the white part of the eye. The first incision is to fill the eye up with saline so it doesn't collapse as we're working.
Okay, I was going to ask that. Because,
The second is a light, so we can actually visualize what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the third is either a cutting instrument or a forceps or whatever other instrument we're using to perform our surgery. And then using a microscope, we visualize what we're doing to do the surgery. So in the case of macular holes and macular puckers, we remove that vitreous jelly. For the macular puckers, we just visualize that scar tissue, peel it right off the macular area.
That's amazing.
For the macular holes, we peel the innermost layer of the retina, the internal limiting membrane, and that relieves some of the traction that's forcing that hole open. With the macular hole surgery, we fill the vitreous jelly up with a gas bubble at the end of the case. And what that does is it serves as like a balloon to help flatten that retina and help that hole seal.
Okay.
The gas bubble takes about 4 to 8 weeks to go away on its own, depending on the gas that we use. And so the patient could expect to have very blurred vision until that gas bubble goes away.
Any pain?
No. It's a very painless surgery, similar to cataract surgery. They do use drops for about a month after surgery. And about 85 to 90% of the time, we're able to get that hole closed.
Wow.
Now, how much vision they get back kind of depends on how big the hole was to begin with and how long it's been open. So if anyone has any problems with their vision, it's pretty imperative that they get to see us sooner rather than later, because the longer the hole stays open, the less chance that they regain useful vision once it's closed.
Okay, so again, if someone comes in after a certain age and gets their normal once-a-year eye exam or whatever it is, and they're not having any real problems, is that going to be part of the procedure for you to start looking for that, as you would anything as we age?
Sure, absolutely. It depends on their vision, it depends on their symptoms. When I look into a macula, because I look at them every day very closely, I would be tipped off if there's something like this going on. The important thing is to get your eyes dilated very frequently, because a lot of times our good eye will compensate, and someone may not realize that they have a problem because we walk around with both eyes open and don't routinely close one eye and then the other. So they may not notice they have a problem because their good eye's compensating. When they come into clinic and we cover one eye to check their vision, that's when they realize, oh, darn, I can't see out of this eye, and they may not have realized before. So it is definitely important to come in and have routine checkups as you get older.
All right.
As you accumulate birthdays.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Of course.
Pleasure
it was a
meeting
pleasure
you.
to meet you. Look
I
forward
really
to
appreciate it.
Talking again soon.
I know we'll see you back here for sure sometime.
Absolutely.
And say hi to everyone over there for me.
Will do.
Great people over there at Harvard Eye Associates. We'll be right back.
Having great home care is as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm Lori Renaud with ActiCare Responsive In-Home Care. We can provide the perfect caregiver for you to receive exceptional care in the comfort of your home. Step 1, call to schedule a care consultation. Step 2, meet with a registered nurse in your home. Step 3, start receiving care. Aging doesn't have to be difficult. Call today to get the help you deserve.
I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking with Dr. Christine Chung. Today's topic is gum disease. Doctor, what do we need to know about gum disease? Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gum disease is an infection of the tissue that support and surround your teeth. It's a major cause of tooth loss in adults, but it's an easy fix.
Thank you, doctor. So don't wait, people. Come on in and get your 7-day dental smile.
It's that time again. It is the Globe headlines. And today we have something very fun on the front that Erica Ritchie is going to tell us about. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yes, thank you. Very nice to see you. So, yeah, on the front page we've got The Baby Boomers Blues, which is directed by Mark Bailey and written by resident Phil Duran. And it's kind of a spoof on dealing with your elderly parents and kind of how you have to change your life. And that starts at the Performing Arts Center on March the 1st and 2nd, and it also runs again on March the 3rd at 2 p.m. The performances on the 1st and 2nd start at 7 p.m. And Phil Duran is a retired TV comedy writer who worked on pop culture classics All in the Family and Sanford and Son. And he most recently produced the Video Club's original short Write It Down last month. And so he's come up kind of with a different approach to the trials and tribulations that baby boomers go through, and is making it very relevant now, particularly as a lot of the media is more focused on the younger age, and so he wants to bring this to the community and give them a good laugh. The tickets for the production are $16 and $13 at the box office.
That's a pretty good deal, and I know it's a fun. It's a fun play. We had 2 of the stars on. The main characters, and they're actually outside actors that come in every once in a while. They bring them in, and I guess they all had a really good time. So we should probably watch it too.
You mentioned one of the actors was on Baywatch?
Yeah, the gal was Tony Redmond. She was on Baywatch. So anyway, they have fun. There she is on the upper left. So those 2 really were a lot of fun. So it was fun. Yeah, a good time. So thanks for reporting.
That'll be a good thing for the residents to tune in this weekend.
I think so.
Or actually next
2
weekend.
weekends.
Yeah, 2 weekends. Also, in other news, the Third Mutual Board on Tuesday unanimously passed a resolution that revised its care provider policy. And so that means basically that relatives who come in to take care of their elderly parents or relatives no longer need to have a member's caregivers or don't need a private caregiver application as long as they're not living in the homes longer than 60 days. After 60 days, they do have to be certified by the state and in order to continue to take care of their family members. And another interesting point of news, and I think you mentioned that Sheriff Don Barnes spoke about this earlier in the week, is that residents now can text 911 using their cell phones. And the dispatch centers are equipped with this feature to allow dispatchers to converse via text with those reporting emergencies. So that makes it a lot easier for people who are now finding themselves in some situation to go ahead and reach out for help.
Exactly.
And then we've got a story I wrote actually this week, and it will be on page 24 of the Globe. It's a preview of the Festival of Whales in Dana Point. The festival draws probably more than 100,000 people over a 2-weekend period to Dana Point. Lots of fun activities. Starts with the Festival of the Whale Parade, which begins at Selva Road on Pacific Coast Highway and goes along to down through the Lantern Village. And it's basically a festival. This year, it's 48th year. And it celebrates the gray whale migration. And so the gray whales every year travel from the Bering Sea in Alaska, where they feed, to the lagoons of Baja, where most of them bird their calves, although I've reported on stories recently where people have sighted baby calves already born on the trip south. So that's always kind of a special fun feature when you get to see that with the moms and the babies. But the festival celebrates that. There will be a lot of activities. One thing that will be really interesting for people who are a little bit more interested in marine mammals is a series of 4 lectures that will be held on March the 2nd, March the 3rd, and then the following weekend, the 9th and 10th, I believe. Check my dates on that. Experts, marine biology experts, will discuss different factors. On Saturday, a woman who's a professor at the University of Redlands will discuss blue whales. And then on Sunday, Captain Dave, who runs Captain Dave's Dolphin Safari out of Dana Point, will talk about the threat of entanglements to the whales that migrate, which is something that is a growing trend among the animals. The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration has found actually this year that the numbers of entanglements again are going up, which is not a good thing. Right. So anyhow, there'll be all kinds of interesting activities, including like sandcastle building and learning about how to make water quality better. Wyland actually is going to have a mobile learning center this year for the first time, and people will be able to understand just exactly what the human impacts on water quality are.
Right, cool.
So that's that. And then actually in Laguna Beach on March the 2nd, we've also got another big festival, an annual Patriots Parade festival in Laguna Beach, oftentimes honoring residents from Laguna Woods. Last year we had George Chiampo, who was a resident of Laguna Woods, who was honored as the Veteran of the Year. And I will come back next week and report who the veteran is this year. Good. So that might be someone from our community.
Perfect.
And then lastly, in the letters to the editors, we've got a warning about a fraud with Apple and Google products. And the resident, Joe Franklin, wrote about some of his experiences, and he writes, "I'm confused by an advertisement to an event using a Laguna Woods Village facility that is written only in a foreign language. This begs the obvious question, why is this event excluding Laguna Woods Village residents, Americans which only speak English? We are Americans and English is our language. The elimination of the use of the English language appears to be an attempt to exclude English-only speaking Americans. It infers that persons that do not speak their language are not welcome." And you can read more of Joe's letter on page 11 of today's Globe, which you can find downstairs on the first floor of the Laguna Woods Village Community Center.
Right, on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. So now there's been a couple of other updates. I know you were talking about the collaboration out at Catalina Island. Give me an idea of what's going on.
Yeah. So the Marine Corps has joined with the Catalina Island Conservancy and is working to rebuild the island's 77-year-old runway at the airport in the sky. And they've been out there since January, and they've been working on it. The rain has clearly caused some of the delays. Right. But I am actually going to go out there probably in about 2 weeks and embed with the Marines and kind of get a first eye view of what it's like for them to live out there. They're actually camped out at the airport in the sky, which is an area that, unlike Avalon, is it's either incredibly hot or incredibly cold. And so yeah, that will be really interesting to kind of get a bird's eye view of what those Marines go through and kind of what it takes for them to rebuild that runway.
Good.
The reason it's an excellent training exercise for the Marines is obviously their amphibious force, and this type of training of building runways on different islands is critical for the Marine Corps' mission forward, where they need to be able to land their planes on runways in the event of war or humanitarian crisis. So this is an excellent experience for them, and it's a good deal for the Catalina Island Conservancy because it basically dramatically cuts the cost that it would have cost them to repair this runway.
Well, I look forward to seeing you amphibious wear. Yeah. And any other military garb you're going to be in. So that'll be great. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the information. We'll see you next week.
All right. See you next week.
And remember, you can always get your copy of the Globe on the first floor of the Community Services Building at 8 a.m. on Thursday mornings. We'll be right back.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
I choose to make friends out of neighbors.
I choose to start a new chapter.
I choose to live an active lifestyle.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia. Call or visit us today.
Welcome back. Today with me I have Dr. Linda Chan, and she is the Medical Director of Radiation Oncology at Memorial Care Cancer Institute at Saddleback Medical Center. And we've been talking a little bit about breast cancer and some of the treatments with many others on our show, but today we're going to specifically talk about radiation. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and thanks for being with us. So we do talk a lot about breast cancer, as I mentioned, and today is a very, or actually October is a very important month.
Yes,
Tell me about it.
the whole month.
Okay.
So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so we really just try to educate women about breast health in general and breast cancer specifically.
Okay, okay. And there are lots of different treatments, and you're in charge of the radiation oncology. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So if a woman were to unfortunately be diagnosed for breast cancer, there are three main treatments that are offered. So sometimes women could have surgery, either a lumpectomy, which means just the mass is removed plus a little margin around it.
Okay.
Or they might have a mastectomy, which means that the entire breast is removed.
Okay.
So that's one option, surgery. Second option is chemotherapy.
Right.
Which, as you know, is usually some type of drug that is delivered either through the blood or as a pill to try to kill the tumor cells. But I do the third type of treatment, and that's radiation therapy.
Okay, all right.
Now radiation, most people don't know what radiation is. Radiation is essentially high energy beams, often X-rays, that come in like a laser. So very precise, pinpoint focused, just to the area where the tumor is located or to the areas that we're concerned tumor might travel to.
Okay.
So it's non-invasive, it is painless, you can't even tell anything is happening. So most patients, women especially, tell me this is the easiest treatment of all of the different breast cancer treatments.
Right.
Because they essentially come in, lie down on a table for a few minutes, table moves around you, you don't feel anything, no pain, nothing invasive, and then they're done.
At what point would you choose radiation versus any of the other treatments?
So that's a great question. So that's where the devil's in the details. So it really depends on the size of the tumor, whether the tumor has spread to lymph nodes in the armpit or the shoulder, or God forbid spread elsewhere in the body. So usually we make the decision for what type of treatment to offer based on all of these factors. I generally like to do it in what I call a multidisciplinary setting. So one thing that Saddleback offers, which I think is so fantastic and so unique, is something called a multidisciplinary tumor board.
Okay.
And that's where all the breast surgeons, all the breast chemotherapy doctors, the radiologists that read mammograms, the pathologists that look at the surgical specimens, and the radiation oncologists, we all gather in a room and we go over every newly diagnosed breast cancer patient. So we all see all of the different aspects of their workup, and then as a team, together we decide which treatment would be the appropriate one to offer to the patient.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good to have everybody in one room helping to decide, right?
Yes, it's essentially like getting 30-second opinions all at the same time.
Now, you said, you told us what the radiation therapy is. Is there any after effects?
Yes, so there can be. There's two common side effects for radiation. The actual delivery of radiation is very easy, like I suggested, but the two common side effects, one of them is feeling tired. There's often a temporary fatigue that occurs from radiation. It is temporary, it dissipates, it goes away after about a month, but I do tell women they'll feel maybe a little bit sluggish, almost like you might want to hit the snooze button in the morning. You feel like you need a little bit more rest. You might have that persistent feeling throughout and after the radiation for a short period of time.
Okay.
And the second common side effect, which I think women are usually more fearful of, is the ones related to the skin and the tissue of the breast itself.
Okay, okay.
So sometimes women might develop pinkness to the skin, darkening of the skin like a tan, or there may be irritation. At the worst, we might form what looks almost like a sunburn with blisters.
Okay.
But I concoct a customized regimen of medicated lotions and creams to help women, because every woman's skin also reacts differently.
Right. Now, if you have breast cancer on the left-hand side, and then you do have to have radiation, I think concerns might be your heart. What are some things that you would recommend if that was the case?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. So there is one thing in particular that Saddleback offers that none of our local centers offer, which I am so proud to talk about. So it's something called Deep Inspiration Breath Hold. It's a mouthful, but what it essentially means, I'll demonstrate on myself. During the 2 minutes or 5 minutes you receive radiation, the woman's body's still moving because she's breathing. So the breasts are moving up and down. But if you take a deep breath in, you can see the breasts generally move up and out.
Okay.
If I had x-ray vision, I don't, but my computer system does. When the breasts move up and out, the heart and lung fall down and back.
Oh.
So we take advantage of that. So when a woman takes that deep breath in and the breast moves this way and the heart and lung fall away from the breast, that's when we turn the radiation beam on. So we allow your own body to physically separate the normal tissue, such as the heart, away from the target, which is the breast cancer.
Okay.
And then when you exhale, we turn the beam off.
Okay. Wow.
It's very nice.
Well, that's a really smart way to do it, because I would imagine people, I mean, we're worried about going through, TSA's checkpoint with radiation and things, because we think it's a lot. But this is nice that it's just, pinpointed, like you said.
Yes, it's pinpoint, very focused. We can get down to less than a fraction of a millimeter in accuracy.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So, perfect. What would a patient come to expect at Memorial Care Cancer Institute if they're diagnosed?
So I think they would experience two great things. One is that team approach I talked about earlier. They would understand that the entire medical team, not just the doctors, but I mean, of course, the surgeon, the chemo doctor, the radiation oncologist, we work as a team, but then we also function as a team with our nurse practitioners, our nurses, we have physical therapists, we have nutritionists on staff, we have social workers that help address transportation questions or financial questions. So we really work as a team to address the person, not just their breast cancer, but them as a whole. I think that's one thing. But I think the second and honestly much more important thing is that we really try to show people that we care. I mean, in my own clinic, I try to treat all of my patients like they're members of my own family. And unfortunately, breast cancer has touched my family. So this is very personal to me. So I really want everyone to feel when they come into our center that they are coming to my home, that we're going to do everything we can to help them, and that we care what is happening and we care about them as a whole person, not just treating their diagnosis.
Now, you said that it touched your family, and often I talk to doctors and people in the medical field who say the same thing, is that they went into this field because of that. Is that the same case for you?
Yeah, I think I didn't always know I wanted to be a doctor, but I always was drawn to oncology. But I think, unfortunately, there have been several members of my family who have been diagnosed with cancer. There's breast cancer in my family, prostate cancer, lung cancer. And so I honestly don't know what it means to sit in the patient's chair, but I do know what it means to sit in the chair next to. And to feel scared and overwhelmed, to not understand what the doctor and the different medical professionals are saying, and just to be very fearful of what's happening. So I think this is my very small way of trying to give back.
Well, that's great, and it's nice to know that there are people who can understand, even if it's not necessarily the patient, but obviously the person who is the support group for the patient. So, perfect. Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, if you also want more information, you can go to memorialcare.org/SB Cancer. We'll be right back after this.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
The Friday movie is Johnny English Strikes Again, so you know how funny he is. That'll be this Friday at 2 and 7 p.m., and it is about the new adventure when a cyber attack reveals the identities of all active undercover agents in Britain, leaving Johnny English as the Secret Service's last hope. Oh gosh, God help all the people, right?
Yeah.
Called out of retirement, English dives headfirst into action with the mission to find the mastermind hacker. As a man with few skills and analog methods, Johnny English must overcome the challenges of modern technology to make this mission a success. It stars Rowan Atkinson, Ben Miller, Olga Kurilenko, and among many others, and it's about an hour and 29 minutes, rated PG, action, adventure, and comedy.
Yes.
So, certainly comedy. He's crazy.
Yes, he is, yeah. And our movie coming up on Monday is called Hope Springs. This is from 2003. There's been a couple Hope Springs movies. This one came out in 2003 with Colin Firth, Minnie Driver, Mary Steenburgen, and Heather Graham. We're going to take a look at a trailer for it now.
You come all the way from England to draw faces?
At the last moment he could ever expect.
Memories I've come here to forget.
A woman.
Monster.
He found the one woman
Did you know this guy?
That's the first I've heard of him on my fiance's wedding invitation.
Vera was your fiance?
who gave him hope.
Do you want some?
Not this morning, thanks.
There's just one problem.
I've come halfway across the world to explain.
The invitation was a joke.
Well, no, it wasn't a joke. It was just a bigger hint.
How could anyone do something that mean?
And you are?
Mandy.
Is it Mandy with a Y or Mandy with an I with a little circle above it?
I can't be any clearer on where we stand. Oh, God.
Colin Firth, Heather Graham, Minnie Driver, Oliver Platt, and Mary Steenburgen.
She just came out to apologize.
Oh, was she allergic to the telephone?
In a romantic comedy
It has nothing to do with sex, although it kind of does seem like we might.
about losing your mind
My hysterical ex-fiancée here is just on her way to the airport.
Colin?
and finding your heart.
It's fun.
Hope Springs.
So that is Hope Springs. That will be this Monday, and that will be at 2 o'clock, and it's 6 o'clock. Good movie. A lot of great actors. They all look, you know, so much younger, but then when you look
And
how
they're
many
all
years,
British.
15, 16 years ago. So I tune in for that because it looks like a really good film.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen it before.
It does. All right, so tonight it is a special engagement, and it's only tonight, and that is the night at the Oscars, and that will be in San Juan Capistrano at the Regal Cinemas, right? It's called Regal Cinema. Or Regency.
Regency, that's
the
right.
Regency Theater. Enjoy an exciting evening with host Robert Klein and Stephanie Heredia as they present a spectacular Oscar Awards pre-party in which he offers a glimpse behind the scenes of this year's nominated films and what it takes to win Oscar Gold. That'll be at 7 p.m. and you can just walk up and get tickets at the event. And it sounds really good. Robert was an executive at Fox Entertainment, and he's got a lot of insight, and so does Stephanie. So I might try to go. I think it might be a good time.
Yeah.
Because I want to know more about some of the films that I haven't seen.
Right, and he'll go over each one and history, and just a great guy. Hey, I want to mention for you folks who'd like to go to the Tea Party Sentinels meeting, that will be coming up on Monday. It's usual time over at Clubhouse 7. Doors open at 6:30, and their guest speakers, they have two this time, Catherine Gertis and Greg Raths. Greg is currently the mayor of Mission Viejo, so be interesting, and you're all welcome to go there. And again, that will be on Monday. Yes. Now,
weather.
The weather.
Before we eat our
I know. I'm
buns.
thinking like,
He's
do I
looking
want
at
to
the
eat these
sticky
now?
buns.
So as I said earlier today, we are expecting more rain coming in today. What it looks like is the rain should come down here, scattered showers, probably in the late afternoon, or excuse me, the early afternoon. And if the timing is right, meaning that cold front that's coming in from Nevada, from Las Vegas specifically, if they collide at the right amount of time, the news reports are showing that there is a chance of some snow flurries in our local foothills. So that is a possibility. As I said earlier, it happens. It's happened before. Also a possibility are hailstorms and thunderstorms today. So all that, even though this is not a big rain system, it is a cold system, and the right conditions can produce this. So going forward, we got some, maybe a little bit of a wind tomorrow and Saturday, and then partly cloudy on Sunday and Monday. And around Orange County and beyond today, really, it's going to be mostly overcast, a little bit of sun out there today. And up in Big Bear, look at that, 24 degrees there, High Palm Springs, 54 degrees. So cold, a little bit warmer tomorrow and going forward, but still.
Not going to Palm Springs.
We are, I heard today that we are an average of 9 degrees below normal over the last couple months.
Wow. Oh, with a couple months?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we need the rain, and now we'll be loaded up and not have to worry about any drought. All right, tomorrow we have Sterling Financial, we have the El Toro Water District, the United Mutual Update, and then the Alzheimer's Family Center is going to have a therapist. Dr. Cheryl Alvarez will be here. So full show tomorrow.
And I'm really excited today.
Because you get to eat your sticky bun.
No, because I'm getting new trash cans. My trash cans were thrashed, so I put them out so they give me new ones.
Oh, what an exciting day at Ken's house. Woohoo, trash cans. All right,
it only happens every few years. All right,
thank you very much. All right, see you later. Have a great day today.
Bye-bye.
Eat your sticky bun.